It's 12 o'clock. All right, so it's still raining, but I have this first Mexican plum tree right here. This tree right here is getting crowded out by some other trees. So I think I'm going to cut some of the trees down around it and then do some heading cuts on this tree. But it's still raining. I've just had enough. I'm not gonna stay inside all day. I'm just gonna come out here and do what I wanted to do today. Let's see how that goes. I'm gonna get started on that. All right. So this tree has a lot of fruit on it. I don't really want to mess that up. So the first thing I do is I want to get a clear view of this tree. So I'm going to cut the trees next to it. And see if I can get a clearer picture of what's actually here. I know that this hickory mocker nut or hickory nut, whatever this is, smells like hickory. Get that out of the way. Bunch of vines holding this thing up. All right. There's 2 or 3 other trees here that are really getting into this thing. So much fruit, so high up. Let's see if we can lay these trees over. Make sure these are not, I think this may be another tree right here. It definitely is, it's got fruit on it. So I'm just gonna top it where I would want to top this one. I think the one right next to it's gonna be one too. We'll go ahead and top it. Now, I don't even know if it's still alive. I may cut it down here close to the ground. It's definitely dead. Lots of vines holding all this up. Now we're starting to see something. Yeah, but you can't. And that looks a lot better. I think I'm gonna leave this tree alone. Now that I've done that, I think I'll do one major cut. And I just don't know what to cut. Lots of greenbrier, but I can spray it and it'll die in place with some Roundup. It'll at least knock it back. I love it. I think that's perfect. We'll move up to the mountain and try to knock a couple of those out. Those are gonna get pruned pretty heavy right now, because I really don't care if they produce fruit this year or not. It's all about long-term goals up there. Let's talk a little bit about why these trees are even important. So this is a very early midsummer fruit source. Like, the fruit is almost full size right now. It's just green. So over the next month, 30 days, that fruit's gonna ripen, and it'll be among probably the very earliest fruit that you'll find in a natural forest. Which, there's an abundance of food, but for bears and for deer, this is a huge source of summertime food. So if I can make my trees very low to the ground, grow within reach of me and deer and bear, then I get to have a great food source. It's a good way for me to make jellies and jams and feed the wildlife simultaneously. As things ripen up and fall to the ground, they're not going to go to waste. There's going to be critters, coons and possums. Good place for me to set a coon trap, probably. But the sugars and carbs that's probably in a Mexican plum tree, Prunus mexicana, I think is probably fairly good carbs, some sugars, and just a good bear food, really. Good natural bear attractant in mid to early summer. I just love foraging for native species that aren't just seen anywhere. And really, these are only seen in Mexico, northern Mexico, and then up the Mississippi River Valley in the south. Once you get probably into Kentucky and Missouri, you stop seeing these trees as commonly. But I do love to take native fruit trees, especially ones that produce in early season. Like these things are these bloom before a dogwood blooms. They bloom just like I thought they were dogwoods. They're white, but they're a little different. From a distance, you're like, oh, that one looks a little pink. And you go over to it and it's the Mexican plum tree. It's not the dogwood. The blooms look different. They're the way they bloom in groups and stuff. But the Mexican plum produces so much fruit. I'll just take you over and let you kind of see how much fruit, and the reason I'm not willing. I just found this one. I didn't see this one bloom at all, but the amount of fruit on it, if you look, every limb is just loaded up with so much fruit. So this tree's not doing bad on its own. It is starting to drop some rotten fruit or semi-ripened fruit, but there's so much fruit on it I should be able to come out here and shake this tree and get a fairly substantial amount of fruit off of it when it's all ripe. And collect that, take it back home, boil it, make lots of jelly out of it. Big jars of jelly. Good free food source. I wouldn't mind trying to make some wine out of this. So, look like it'd be a good wine maker. It's really sweet. It's got a little bit of tartness. So that makes me think, make a good wine. But it's a cross. It's like somewhere in between a cherry and a plum. They're really good. Anyway, let's get up on the top of the mountain and see. We're gonna do some heavy pruning up there to get those things really rocking and rolling next spring. I figure, so it's early June right now. If I really hammer down on those really hard up there, then all the new growth for the rest of the year will produce fruit next year. So I'm gonna cut those down around 36 inches. I'm gonna cut the base of the tree. It'll be nothing like that. It'll be cut very low to the ground because there's not a lot of fruit on them. I knocked the fruit off doing a late winter pruning, which I shouldn't have done. It was after they bloomed, but that was the only way I could ID them. Now that I know what they are and where they are, I can just go get them. I'm gonna hammer them down and hope that they do really well. All right, these are gonna be a little more brutal how they're gonna get pruned. This one has 0 fruit on it and isn't doing that great. So just a rough cut there, probably. Go ahead and cut that off. May leave that so it has a little greenery. So this one's kind of the same deal, only it was pushed, maybe a skidder run over it. So I think I'm gonna make it go right there. Now I'm gonna chop this wood up because this can go in the smoker. I don't want to burn my battery up making firewood, but I can come back up here. There's that one. Right, several here, but mainly these ones that are leaned over. I think I'm gonna take you down to there. Well, let's evaluate this. If I cut it in little pieces as I go, it's easier to make firewood. Hey, we're getting down to the good stuff here now. I don't think there's a lot of wood there to be salvaged. Okay, so let's get some of the brush out of the way to see. I don't even know. I don't even think this is a fruit tree. I can cut that off, or I can cut the main trunk off and let that limb take all the energy. I guess that's a cherry tree. I think I'm gonna cut all these off at the same height and see which one comes back. Whichever one comes back the strongest, the rest of them get killed. Because this is huge rootstock, really nice. Lots of sunlight coming in here now. I may end up with nothing here, but let's pull these all out of here. A little bit of sunlight, a little bit of thunder, all wrapped up in. Cut that, cut that. I think that one's got fruit way up high, 25 feet in the air. Cut that one off, cut this one, cut this one. That may require the big chainsaw. I think I'm just gonna top these out right now. See if I can pull some of these limbs down the hill. Okay, goes down the mountain. Like that one's done. I'm really confused. I think that all these are the fruit trees. I don't know that these are these two. I think I'm gonna top these 2 or 3 out. The bugs are getting really bad. Buffalo gnats right in my face. Let's get rid of you. That cherry tree needs to get tall or get dead. Boom. So that was rubbing on that really hard. I'd really like to bring the big saw back and cut that one, but I just don't think this is going to get through it. I'm gonna leave these to see if they do a little sprouting. Got probably 2 or 3 plus a baby one that is doing really well. It might take over everything. This cherry tree, wouldn't mind topping it out and see what it'll do too. But we'll let these go for now. We'll get the one more back there, which is my favorite one. It's got the best shape. All right, this tree is one of my favorites. I'm gonna free it up a lot, as much as this battery will allow. Out of here. Come on, baby, work with me. There we go. You didn't fall on any of them. Let's haul some of this out. It's really starting to rain. My glasses are starting to fog up. All this down the mountain. So maybe I won't bump the tripod. One thing I wanted to do this year that I didn't do up here last year was put in some pumpkins. I don't know if the deer eat them or not, but they're easy enough to plant and they sure do taste good in a pie. I don't know whether it's misty, foggy, rainy, sunny. There's bluebird skies. What in the world? We got a lot. I think I planted probably 25 pumpkin seeds up here. If we get half that successfully, it'll be a good thing. I think it's gonna be all I can do right now. I need to go get a battery for this. I think a bear keeps knocking my feeder over. So I need to spin that camera to face that feeder. I need to start filling that feeder. You can't even see what I'm talking about. I'm the worst cameraman ever. Today, I'm struggling to get the camera where I want it. Carry you over there. While I set this up, I sprayed up here, but I don't think it did any good. I want to take this whole area and bait it up for deer and bear. You know, a lot of people say, oh, bear and turkey, or bear and deer. If you have bear, you won't have any deer. I have pictures of them on the same feeder within 5 minutes of each other. I don't think that's an issue. I do think it's an issue of, I don't think a big dominant buck's very scared of a bear. He knows he can blow the doors off of him. I've seen bear catch deer. I want to do some chainsaw work in this area. Looks like I hack and squirted that tree there. There should be some more that I hack and squirted. That crooked one back there. Maybe this one right here that's so crooked. I want to do some hack and squirt. A lot of chainsaw work. My buddy Sean killed a nice 8-point up here last year. I would like to set this area. There's a big pine tree off to the left here. If I did some hack and squirt down the mountain here, you'd be able to see a ways. There's also a huge pine tree that already has a bow stand in it right there. If I did some controlled cutting, you should be able to see directly to this feeder from either of those trees. This tree would make a better bow stand in that they would never expect you to be there, especially if you were 20, 30. I can cut one cedar limb, fall one white oak, scrub brush, white oak, and I'll have a great shot at this feeder. So, some hack and squirt, a little bit of chainsaw work would go a long way right here. It's pretty exciting. That little brush needs to be killed. I hate to cut stuff because then you still have to hack and squirt it. So if you just come through here with hack and squirt, cut the limbs you need down right now, but do hack and squirt for the long haul. This area right here, the deer just come through here so much.